UNSW, USYD, or UTS? Which Sydney university should you pick? Look, I spent 4 years and more than $30,000 worrying about whether my university choice would make or break my career. But it turns out it actually doesn't matter at all. Because here's what nobody tells you when you're refreshing your UF university offerings at 2 a.m. in the morning. Your choice of university doesn't actually matter that much when it comes to your career, but it also matters in ways that you'd never expect. UNSW, USYD, and UTS are by far the most sought after Sydney universities. So if you're stuck choosing between these universities, I'm going to break down in this video a few factors that you might want to consider before locking in the university of your choice. But first, let me bust open a very common misconception that university rankings are everything when it comes to selecting a university, because trust me, it's definitely not. Now, everyone gets obsessed with the fact that universities like USYD and UNSW are both ranked in the top 20 universities globally. But the number one most overlooked factor when selecting a university is travel time. Trust me, as someone who had a 1 hour plus commute time to UNSW for 4 years, I know a thing or two about inconvenient travel time and the impact it can have on your university experience. So something super important to keep in mind when thinking about traveling to these universities is the following. The further away you live from the Sydney CBD, the longer your commute time is going to be. That is because all three universities are situated closer to the CBD. Now, getting into some specifics, UTS is actually located right across Central Station. And that is a huge plus because let's say you're running late for an exam or a class, you have a better chance of making it compared to a UNSW student. And I'll get to that in a second. Now, when it comes to USYD, it's about a 10-minute walk from Redfern Station. But if you are feeling a little bit lazy, they do have shuttle buses available, which you can take from Redfern Station to the Sydney University campus. When it comes to UNSW, well, UNSW is on a completely different spectrum when we're talking about commute time. Let's say you're traveling from far out west, you would have to, at a minimum, leave your house 2 hours earlier to when your class starts in order to just get there on time. You have to wait 5 minutes for a light rail and 15 minutes to get from Central Station to UNSW campuses. So instead of just looking at university rankings like I did, actually think about the commute time, the travel time it will take you to get from your home to the university campus. Because remember, you're going to be doing multiple classes and you're going to be in a degree for a minimum of 3 years. The amount of time you save not having to make lengthy commutes can go better towards things like your sleep, your study life, and best yet, your social life. So this is where things get a little spicy. So for those who don't know, UNSW actually switched to a trimester system in 2019, and students either love it or completely hate it. Now, the good thing about this particular system is that you can finish university faster because instead of doing 8 subjects in a year, you can actually fit 1 more and do 9. So the biggest drawback by far is the fact that you spend an extra month in university whilst all your friends are enjoying some travel time. And what makes it worse is that your holidays never actually end up aligning with your friends. And to add fuel to the fire, a teaching period within a trimester system is squeezed down to 10 weeks, which essentially means that you're going to be cramming a lot of content in a relatively short period of time. Now, some people might genuinely enjoy this model of being able to learn faster and graduate faster, but for some, it's genuinely a nightmare. In my opinion, if you're someone who can absorb crammed knowledge very quickly, then a trimester system might work better for you. But if you're someone that likes to absorb and really reflect on your learnings, then semesters are likely the best choice for you. Now, given how this video has gone so far, you'd be surprised who actually comes out on top here. It's actually UNSW. Finally, something to celebrate about. Now, I'm not being biased because I did go to UNSW, but I genuinely think, like many, that they have a very vibrant social life that is very hard to match. And it's largely because of the numerous amount of club societies that they have. They have over 300 student-run societies that you can join and be a part of, and that just helps curate the university experience to each individual. Now, USYD is somewhat alike. You know, they have this historic Harry Potter type vibe, and I think what really amplifies USYD's social life is that they're actually located next to Newtown, which is very popular for cafes and bars, and it's a walking distance from the campus, which means that you can go and enjoy a nice drink or a nice lunch with your mates. But when we talk about UTS, well, they're on a completely different spectrum, and it's mainly because UTS is actually situated in the heart of the Sydney CBD. Now, what I would 100% suggest doing is going on to these campuses leisurely during your own time and during the university term in order to better understand the authentic vibe of the campus. And the reason I say this is because a lot of people get the vibe for a campus based off orientation days. But orientation days are designed for a specific purpose, which is to grab your attention and convince you that this university is made for you. So here's what I wish someone told me when I was spiraling over which university I should attend. All three of these unis will give you a solid education. All three look great on a resume, and all three have successful graduates working in some of the most prestigious jobs in the world. Now, the real question isn't which university is better, but which one fits the way you work, how you want to commute, and the experience that you end up wanting to have. The worst choice you can make is picking a university based on what other people say is the best. Now, if you want a more detailed breakdown of each of these universities and some of the variables and factors that I did not consider in this video, because otherwise it would be too long, I will link the full blog post that we had written up covering everything that you really need to know about these three universities, the differences, and what you should really consider before making your decision. First link in the description, go and check it out. But that is the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like, share it around where possible, and let me know in the comments which university you're gunning for. KIS Academics will be rooting for you for sure. But other than that, I will catch you in the next video.